Hi! Ako po si Mike Francisco at ito po ang Litrato Philippines. Mapapanood niyo mo kami dito lang sa Radyo Bandido TV, simulcast on DCRJ 8:10 AM at sa Sky Cable Channel 224 and digital boxes and free-to-air TV at sa aming social media account, facebook.com/DCRJ 8:10 AM at ang aming official YouTube channel. Kaya subscribe, like, and follow and share. See you there!
Litrato Philippines, hosted by Mike Francisco, showcases a variety of wonderful, uplifting beauty queens from all over the world, Philippine tourism, culture, and lifestyle, and issues being faced in our country. Catch them Monday to Friday on Radio Bandido TV, Channel 224 Sky Cable, TV Plus boxes, digital free-to-air Channel 29, Facebook.com/DZRJ 8:10 AM, and YouTube channel DZRJ 8:10 AM, Radio Bandido.
Ayan, magandang gabi po sa lahat po nanonood ng Litrato Philippines at araw po ng Martes, no? August 1. Ngayon po yung unang araw po ng Agosto ngayong taon 2023. At syempre, may kasama, no? May kasama ko sa atin ngayon na ating guest from Miss Earth 2023, no? From USA. Later we will introduce her properly. But first, no, we would like to invite everyone to watch our program, Litrato Philippines. You can watch us live by Sky Cable Channel 224 and all TV boxes and DTT boxes nationwide. At syempre, mapapakinggan nyo rin po kami sa aming kalapitan, DCRJ 10 AM, at sa aming social media account, facebook.com/DCRJ 10 AM, at sa aming YouTube channel, DCRJ 10 AM, Radyo Bandido TV. At meron din po kaming apps, no? Streama apps and Radio Garden apps via iOS and Android. Then search DCRJ 8:10 AM. At sa aming tawag dito, mga ayan, no? While you are in the other country, you can download this app via iOS and Android. Then search DCRJ 8:10 AM. You can hear us, no? While driving or while in work or whatever things that you are doing while busy, you can listen to our live interview with our favorite candidate in your country. Right now, we have a guest from USA, but later we would like to introduce first our co-host, Miss Philippines Earth Water, no other than Joy Sabala.
Hello. Hello,
Good
Sir
evening.
Mike. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Maulan tayo ba dyan sa Palawan?
A bit po. Hindi na rin po masyado like last few weeks, but we are having connection problems sometimes, yun. Pero lately, much better.
May araw na. Umaraw
Yes po, kahit papano meron na. Pero mostly gloomy pa rin po. How about there po sa Manila?
Hindi pa rin ito yung sinampay ko hanggang ngayon basa pa rin. Patuloy pa rin yung pag-ulan. Hihinto siya pero yung pag-ambon nandun pa rin. No?
Opo, same po dito.
Sumilip yung araw kaso parang parang saglit lang. Parang nag-hi lang siya. Hi! Ganun na. And then after that, it's all a rainy day, no? Until now, no, tonight meron pa rin panakanak ang pag-abon dito pa rin sa Rizal, no? Anyway, we have a guest, no, for today. Would you like to introduce her while I
yes, of course,
sharing our live, no, to our viewers? Go ahead, Jemima.
Okay, so once again, good evening everyone to our Earthlings from all over the world, from the Philippines. And of course, just like Sir Mike said, our guest for tonight is our Miss Earth USA 2023. So our Miss Earth USA 2023 grew up competing in pageants, but at age 18, she actually took a 6-year sabbatical and self-love journey until she discovered the Miss Earth organization. And doon na nag-start ang kanyang interest once again in the pageant field. So she had several attempts before gaining the bid to compete at Miss Earth USA. And now she is finally crowned as Miss Earth USA, competing in our Miss Earth International pageant. She works in the beauty industry as a full-time makeup artist. This inspired her to become a global ambassador with Wands for Wildlife and has expanded her global outreach through environmental issues that are related to the beauty industry. Interesting, diba? So her life's motto is a quote from Mother Teresa saying, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone that creates many ripples." Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we'll be having our Miss Earth USA 2023 Daniel Mullins. Hello, Daniel. How are you?
I'm
Hi,
great. How are you all?
Danielle.
Hello. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Well, no, we're very excited to know more about you. Not only
Yes.
being, as Miss Earth USA 2023, but also your country as well. I know many Filipino are longing, to be on US, and there are some Filipino who are living as well, in the US already, and likewise, we've been very happy for them, for their career while in the US. But first, can you tell us more about USA? How many cities do you have in US? And for you, which is the best city to visit, in USA, and what the best food they must able to taste, that they cannot find nowhere but only in USA alone, and tell us more about your country, religion, how many religion do you have, and some cultures of yours, of course. Uh, would you like to tell us more about it? Daniel, go ahead.
Absolutely. Gosh, our country is truly so large. We have 50 states, and I've been so blessed this year, actually, as Miss Earth USA, to get to travel to a lot of them. I think I've almost made it halfway. I've been to so many, I've lost count now. I'm residing here in Kentucky, and as far as cities across the US, I'm not entirely so sure how many we have in the entire country, but I know here in Kentucky alone, we have 120. So that's a whole bunch of different counties that we have. For food, I will say I'm a little more bland in what I eat. I'm a vegetarian, so I do a lot of tofu and beans, but in Kentucky, our staple is that Kentucky Fried Chicken. If that's in your realm, that's always something great to try. In Kentucky as well, like our hot browns are very famous, but they're also very meat-based dish. So it's not something I can have, but if you were to ever come to Kentucky, if you are a meat eater, it's something you could absolutely enjoy. But I love living here in Kentucky, and I love being in the States. I've lived in Kentucky majority of my entire life, and can't imagine being anywhere else at the moment.
Anyway, how many cities do you have in US?
Goodness, how many cities? Off the top of my head, I'm really not so sure how many cities exactly. I'm going to go back though, like here in Kentucky, I know alone we have 120. So to expand that across all 50 states and to see that some states are so much bigger than Kentucky, I'm sure we've got to be in the multitude of the thousands.
So you're recommending when we visit USA, it is better to go to your country, Kentucky.
Oh, you should absolutely come visit Kentucky. It's so beautiful. I love being here. The weather, I think, is fabulous. It's one of those states you could probably get all 4 seasons in a week, because Kentucky can be hot one day, it can be cold the next, it can be very rainy one day. So I think it's a nice way to get to, I always joke and say it's a nice thing to get to wear everything that you have in your closet for all the 4 seasons in a week. But
Wow.
Kentucky is really a place to come visit. It's just beautiful. We are known for our gorgeous farmlands, for our horses. That's like our big love and joy here is our horses. It's so gorgeous.
Actually, Colonel Sander, no, who started Kentucky Fried Chicken, no.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh, and
Yes.
his story is so inspiring. I believe he was in his late 80s when he started
Mhm.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I always love to share his story just to tell people it's never too late to go back and chase a dream. And, I look at myself as Miss Earth USA. I'm the top of the age category, and I did take so long off of pageantry, but it just, like Colonel Sanders, and I'm going to say the same as well, it just goes to show it's never too late to chase after something you're really passionate about.
Mhm.
I love that.
Jemima, do you have a follow-up question in her country?
I would like to know which part of your what food would you like to recommend for um for us to try, especially if it's we are first time visitors in your country. For example,
Aside from Kentucky Fried Chicken,
yes,
itself, because
Yeah,
we
besides
already have
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
we already have KFC here in the Philippines, everywhere, actually.
Yes, time to try something besides Kentucky Fried Chicken, although
Mhm.
that is what we're known for. I would say if you're going to come to Kentucky, you have to try, if you're a meat eater, I can't try it because I'm vegetarian, but a hot brown, that's one of our staples. I believe it's a ham base with cheese and maybe even some bacon. And I want to say maybe even some places will put potatoes on it, but it's just one of our traditional meals here that date back so far behind, but everybody is crazy about them. And it's a big deal too if you can eat the entire hot brown because they're made in an actual skillet, and if you're at a restaurant, they'll bring it out to you in the skillet. So it's a pretty big meal. And if you can eat the whole thing, you're considered top tier here in Kentucky.
And for sure, no, this is a different way to serve their Kentucky
Yes.
aside here in the Philippines. Because here in the Philippines, Kentucky Fried Chicken offered rice as well, no, in their chicken.
Mhm.
How about in your country?
Wow.
Is there also a rice on it?
Let's see. We don't do too much rice here. Sometimes I'll go to KFC and I'll enjoy the sides. I do love some mashed potatoes and some green beans. I love that Southern style cooking. It's what I've grown up with. We don't, I've never seen a KFC here that's offered rice now that you say that. That's so interesting. Maybe when I make it out this way this fall, I'll have to go check one out. I can't have the chicken, but I could totally have the rice. I would love to see how a different country would portray it. That's so interesting.
Mhm.
Yes, maybe they are trying to blend in with the culture of the Philippines. That's why instead of sidings, no, more sidings on it, like mashed potato or mixed vegetable or beans, like what you said, no, they offered rice, for us, no, because Filipino loves rice.
Filipinos love rice.
Well, tell me about the
Yeah.
rice. Is it just plain rice? Is it
Yes,
sticky
Plain
rice?
rice, actually.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
plain
I'm
rice
gonna
only.
totally check that out when I make it this way this fall.
Yeah, you have to. No, anyway, you have a lot of things to try here. Even
Yes.
not only the Kentucky Fried Chicken, even your McDonald's in the USA are way different servings from our country as well. No, and different approach. No, to sell their products. No, in order to blend in. Maybe in other countries as well, in Vietnam, no, when you go there, maybe they have some different way,
Yeah.
to serve their Kentucky or the McDonald's as well. Anyway, let's move on to the next question, Jemima.
Um, Before that, I also want to know, pala, Sir Mike, Daniel, if there's an environmental initiative in your state or in your country, what environmental initiative are you proud of, and it's something that you would like to share to the world?
I love seeing our plan that we have in place right now to be carbon neutral by 2050, I think that's really going to help lead the change. And what I admire so much about this is that it's all starting within our government level. They're making changes with their building infrastructures. They're making changes with the vehicles that they use for transportation. And one thing that I've always been such a firm believer in is that when it comes to an organization, everything that they do sets the standard for the people below them. So to see that our government is looking to make a change and they want the change to start with them and at their level, that will help trickle down with us. And that's going to inspire the rest of us to get on board. Because I mean, how can we as the people want to make a difference for the environment when our government's not even doing it? So to see them really leading that forefront and to say that by 2050, which in theory sounds like a long way away, but when you stop to think about it, it's going to be here before we know it. But to be able to see our country could be carbon neutral by then if we have everybody on board, it's phenomenal. And I'm really excited to see where that goes. And I know even here in Kentucky, we've been trying to jump on and match that same plan that they have set in place so that we can also be help leading that forefront for our country.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right. I do believe that it really takes a strong political will, right, to make a real change. So
Absolutely.
I love what you said. Yeah.
Thank you.
How about
Anyway.
I,
Go ahead, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗃.
I would
Go
like
ahead,
to
𝗟𝗶𝗃.
know more on the story behind why she came back after a long time in the world of pageantry. Can you tell us more about that experience?
Oh, you
Absolutely.
said you stopped and then you
Mm-hmm.
go back again.
I did. I started at such a young age, and by the time I was 18, just to be honest, I was so insecure within myself. I felt like I wasn't very good at pageantry. I felt like I was wasting my time and that I just needed to be done with it and pursue something else. I have lost belief in myself. Take a couple tough losses year after year and it can wear and tear on you. And I didn't have the mindset at the time to overcome and say, but I can be better. So I took 6 years off and I said I was done. I had no plans of coming back, but I really worked on myself and just learned to love myself and to decide what it was that I was really passionate about, what I really wanted to go after, and what it would take to make those dreams and those aspirations happen. And I've always had such a love for the beauty industry and such a love for our environment and making it a better place. I always say there's no planet B, it's our only home. We have to take care of it. So in finding the Miss Earth organization and in researching, I mean, I spent so long on the sidelines just watching the pageant, curious about it, curious to see if they truly walk the walk and talk the talk, if they're truly about what it is that they say that they're about. And I fell in love with everything that they were doing. And I knew that in my heart of hearts, this is where I belonged and I wanted to get to come and be a part of it. So I took my first try at the Miss Kentucky Earth title and it was very unsuccessful for me. I did not place. I am pretty sure I was dead last that year. And I left thinking, well, this is kind of silly. I shouldn't have come back into pageantry. I've just proved myself right. I'm not good at these things. I need to just give up. But a little voice inside my head let me know that you can accomplish great things. And just because it doesn't work out one time doesn't mean it won't work out the next time. And there's a lot to learn. I had a lot that I wanted to improve on just even as a competitor. So I put the work in and I started working with coaches and looking to see what I could do to become a better competitor and to really just let the judges see me more and see my heart. And I came back the following year to win. And then I got to go on to nationals and I got to win again. And now I have the opportunity to go compete at Miss Earth. And it's so crazy to think about, if I had listened to that 18-year-old little girl who said, I'm not good at this, I don't have a space here, I can never accomplish great things, I wouldn't be sitting here today. And I'm grateful for that time off because I know I wouldn't be who I am today without it. It's hard not to look back and say, oh, I wish you had stuck with it. Imagine where you could be by now. But, I truly just believe that everything is in its own perfect timing. God has a plan for our life. And I'm really grateful for the way that it's played out for me.
Wow, I can relate to that, Sir Mike, because I also took a long break before I go back to my pageant stint. I actually stopped 5 years also before I competed here in our city. And when I won, I also had a 1 to 2 years break before I joined Miss Philippines Earth. So that's
Mhm.
nice. Sir Mike, any
Mhm.
question po?
Oh,
And
yes, I
congratulations.
have. No.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
Daniel, I do know you mentioned earlier that you see the Miss Earth side by side. So you're very definite and decided to join Miss Earth alone, no? Instead of other pageants like Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International. There's a lot of opportunity for you to join other pageants, and you choose Miss Earth. Aside from what you said earlier, what is the best reason, no, why you choose this particular pageant among the other pageants I mentioned?
What I loved about the Miss Earth organization is that we're breaking those pageant stereotypes. Those are pageant stereotypes that I've fought my entire life growing up. And with different ambitions and passions I've had and career paths that I've wanted to choose, I've heard those stereotypes as a deterrent from just outsiders saying, well, you're too pretty to pursue a career here. You're so smart, you should pursue a career here. And it can be so frustrating to constantly hear that, you can be the beauties and the brains. You can truly have it all. And that's what I loved about the Miss Earth organization, is that they're proving that you can be truly a beauty for a cause. And I always say, more than a pretty face, a face for change. And what really honed it in for me is that the focus is on the environment and being able to make a difference there, because that's truly just one of my biggest passions in life, is making sure that our planet is going to be a sustainable place to live. And especially as a makeup artist, I want to see the difference in the beauty industry. And as pageant girls, we are the face of the beauty industry. So I love that Miss Earth is breaking those barriers and breaking down those stereotypes, but also leading the forefront of the change. And I knew if I was going to come back into pageantry, I didn't want to just have a crown and a sash and just be a pretty face. I wanted to be the pretty face that was making a change and inspiring other young girls to make a change, and to continually break down everything that we've been told, that you can be beautiful or you can be the brains, and just let them see that you can be both and that you can be the advocate for change.
How about your advocacy here in Miss Earth? What your strong advocacy bringing it up on Miss Earth 2023 in Vietnam? What in particular advocacy do you have?
Well, as a makeup artist, I recently partnered with Wands for Wildlife, and we're able to take all the disposable mascara wands that I would use to keep everything sanitary for my clients, of course, but we're able to reuse them to provide medical aid, and we can keep those wands out of the landfills. And actually, yesterday I was just working with clients, and in the studio I work in, we keep a donation box. And I mean, there's hundreds of those things in there, and I just emptied it a couple of weeks ago, it seems like. So it's really making a difference on just so many levels here. And I think it goes to show as well that it's our small actions that create major positive impact, especially when we come together to do it. So my biggest focus is wildlife conservation. And this year, as I've traveled throughout the country and been to nearly 25 states, or nearly 20 states at this point, I believe, I need to sit down and recount it all out. I've been able to visit different wildlife centers and get to learn more about how we can help them and help make a difference for them. I've been able to take these wands and at times even work hands-on with them. It's been so heartwarming, but also for the beauty industry, because again, as pageant girls, we are the face of the beauty industry, and our products should never hurt the planet. Our beauty, whatever it is that we see, should never come at the cost of the planet. If anything, it should be helping the planet. And so that's what I love about working with Wands for Wildlife, and being able to now take this to an international level, is so that more people can see there's a multitude of things here. Number one, it's the little things we collectively do that make such a difference, and something so small as a mascara wand can truly save the life of a wildlife animal. But also that our beauty products can serve a purpose. I mean, I love to feel fabulous and glam. For me, it's an art form. I enjoy getting up in the morning and putting on my makeup, but I don't want it to come at the cost of our planet. But then on top of that, our wildlife too also matters, and something, again, just so little can be what makes a difference for them.
Yeah, can I also ask, I do know that you have a lot of people also in USA, and for sure, no, you are also facing some environmental issues in your country. What do you think, aside from Kentucky and or the other cities or states in your country, what do you think is a particular environmental issues that you have in USA?
Our transportation, for one, we have a lot of major cities here, and we see a lot of pollution that comes from the vehicles. So being able to promote rideshare programs or even public transportation options, I love that in New York, people love to get out and walk because, I mean, ultimately their streets are so crowded with cars, it makes the most sense for them to walk. But by them walking, it's helping make such a difference for our environment. And I would love to see more people adopt that mentality of taking your bike to the grocery store or carpooling with a friend to work. And then even here in Louisville, we have a lot of rideshare programs set up so that we can help promote that idea and help make a difference there, because ultimately our transportation is one of the biggest contributors to our carbon footprint here. And I know during the pandemic, when people were at home, we saw such a decline in that. And I think the pandemic was a moment for us as an earth to wake up and see the changes that we can make and how impactful they could be. I mean, to be working from home and to see the difference it made in our carbon emissions goes to prove right there that we need to be promoting more rideshare opportunities. We need to be taking public transportation. And you know what? A breath of fresh air is always great. If you can get out and walk, or if you can ride a bike, I think that's even better. I love to be able to spend some time outside. I go for a walk every single day just to be out there and get that breath of fresh air. It's so healing. And for people to realize the multitude of benefits there, I think it's a hard opportunity to turn down.
That's good, no? And I hope, no, your people will be able to participate as well, no, in order for them, no, to avoid these things that you mentioned. And do you think the government are doing their best also to tackle this problem that you have in your country?
I've always said you can't build Rome overnight, but there is always room for growth. I'm proud to see that we are making changes. You know, I look at our plan to be carbon neutral by 2050, and I love that it's really starting with our government level so that it can trickle down and we can all see how important it is. But there's always room for so much more. I would love to see us utilizing more solar energy or more wind energy, pushing even these deadlines up within the carbon emissions plan to start seeing more electric cars now on the roads to help make a difference. There's always something more that we can do, but we have to stop and take a moment to realize it's not an overnight fix, and we need to be proud of what we've come from, the changes we are making, but also realize that, you know, this is our planet. It is the only place we have to live, and we can't drag our feet for too long. So we need to be looking to take action steps as quickly as we possibly can, and to make everybody realize how important it is.
Is it also electric cars is introduced in your country as well?
I'm sorry, what was that about electric cars?
Is it also introduced in your country? I mean, it's just already used. And why use?
It is used here, and it's really been gaining popularity. I'm noticing more charging stations pop up and become more easily accessible. I know that where I live, we have charging stations super close to us, and it seems to be all the time I'm seeing that it's becoming more accessible to people, because I believe that was a huge deterrent with having an electric car, is being stuck out on the road and needing to charge the car and not wanting to have to stop. But to continually see them pop up, I think is really helping drive in the idea that this is going to be our future, and I think it's a great solution for our future.
Do you own one?
I hope we also have that.
Oh my gosh, I would love to own one. That is next. But I've had my car for a very long time. I will say she's very gas efficient. I made sure that her miles to the gallon was way high so that I'm not just burning through gas all the time. And I'm very particular about how I drive. I make sure, like, all my stops. Here's a cool trick for anybody who doesn't have an electric car yet, is to make all your stops in one trip and to plan them out from the closest to your house to the furthest, so that you're not running across town and just burning gas and just wasting all these emissions. My next purchase will absolutely be an electric vehicle. But for now, until the wheels fall off my car, I'm going to get every last bit out of her. I'm going to use her until then. But in the future, though, absolutely going to have an electric car.
Jemima, yeah, do you have a question or next question? Did you want to?
I'd love to have my own electric car as well. But going back
Yeah.
to what you said earlier, yeah, it's a bit expensive for now. I can't afford it yet, but hopefully in the future as well, like you. I would like to hear some tips from you since you are from the beauty industry, and we are all aware that it somehow also contributes to the pollution or to our environmental issues. So what are your tips to girls like me who loves to maybe use makeups, yeah, so that we can avoid contributing um impacts, negative impacts, environmental impacts through the beauty products maybe or our practices?
Absolutely. One thing to think about too is the ingredients in your makeup products. I'm always going to advocate for using products that have clean ingredients, because I think sometimes what we don't realize is that when we wash off our makeup at night, all of that makeup runs down the drain, and we wouldn't want to infiltrate our drainage systems, our water systems with toxic ingredients. Of course, I'm going to say always send in your mascara wands to Wands for Wildlife and help make a difference there. But within your packaging of your products, there's other amazing organizations out there as well that would love to be able to take those in and help properly recycle them, because sometimes makeup products are packaged in single-use plastic, and that's a whole entire new conversation. But I would love to see that change happen for the beauty industry as well. So being able to have an opportunity to send in your packaging somewhere else so that they can properly discard it, or they could even reuse it, is huge. Looking for products that are made with sustainable packaging. I've found some really awesome lashes that I love that come in sustainable packaging, and even the lashes themselves are biodegradable, and I believe they say within a year biodegrade back into the earth. So that's very impactful in itself. But let's see, what's another good one? Oh my gosh, your makeup removers. Being able to dish out the makeup wipes and using reusable cotton pads. You know, I throw mine in the washing machine. I use them on my clients when I'm cleansing their face or adding a toner, because those wipes, they add up so quickly. So having something like a reusable cotton pad is going to be way more sustainable and help make a difference there as well. Let's see, I want to leave you with one last good one here. Ooh, taking your packaging and being able to reuse it. So I love a good cleansing balm to take off my makeup. And since it comes in a little tub with a lid, I reuse that tub and the lid to carry around my eyelashes when I travel so that they don't get damaged in my suitcase. There's nothing worse than, there's not too much that's worse when it comes to your makeup and your beauty and you're traveling and you open it up and you see that they got all crumpled up in your makeup bag. So that's just one tip that's going to keep them safe, but also, again, help keep plastic out of our landfills and help reuse materials that we already have and help promote that circular economy there.
Are you doing your own makeup?
I am.
Even in pageants?
I think so. I really enjoy being able to just sit down and take a minute to be with myself and clear my head and get myself into, I call it game day mode, and just really feeling ready to go and compete and just having a moment to sit and be quiet. Doing makeup is so relaxing for me. So I think I am going to do my own makeup. I mean, never say never, but at the moment, that's the plan.
Wow. So how are you preparing for the
pageant?
Yeah. What are your
preparation?
I came home and from our Miss Earth USA pageant, and I was ready to hit the ground running. You know, you only have one chance at this. So I want to be able, when all is said and done, to walk off the stage and say, I did everything I could have done. I couldn't have done anything better. So I've been meeting weekly with my coaches, and we've been working on just interview and perfecting my walk and making sure that in my interview, I'm properly being able to say everything I need to say. This is my cat, by the way. She loves to come and hang out for media interviews.
So cute.
Her name is Sissy. She's very sweet. And then also on top of preparations, I hear that competition is very jam-packed once we get to Miss Earth. It's very go, go, go. So my goal this year was to be very go, 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 so that I can already be experiencing what it's going to be like to be there and know that I'm going to be able to make it through if it's, you know, a jam-packed day or maybe a night of no sleep, so that I can be at my best. And then let's see, what else? Goodness. We started talking about wardrobe. You know, that's very important. I haven't, man, but to decide what you want is such a task. I haven't quite yet finalized exactly what I want or what I'm looking for, but we've had a lot of conversations going on, and I've started filming on my eco video. I actually got started filming that back in May. So I'm excited to get to see all that come together, but just trying to live life like I'm already Miss Earth has been the goal.
Your trainings, who will teach you Pasarela, Q&A? Is this the Miss Earth organization in USA as well? Or you will travel somewhere in the country to train?
A little bit of both. So I believe, you know, it truly takes a village, and you can pull something different from each and every coach. So I have one fabulous guy who's on our Miss Earth USA organization team out in Arizona, and I've done some walking classes with him. I have some in Tennessee I've worked with. I have some I've worked with virtually. I've had some up in Ohio I've worked with. I think, again, you know, it really just, it takes such a village, and I know that I want to be as well versed as I possibly can be out on that stage. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes, travel as far as you need to go, be as time committed as I need to be. It's all worth it, because again, you only have one shot at this, but this is truly such a dream come true, and I would be so honored if I could have the opportunity to be Miss Earth.
Wow. No? Anyway, we have some question here, no, from Sir Ralph Sambat. Actually, she said 20 stars. No, thank you very much, sir, for sending stars on us during live. And his question is, what are you most excited about your upcoming trip to the Philippines in a few months? Oh, you're going in the Philippines. What is the most excited part that you are going to do when you visit the Philippines?
That's going to be my first visit into Asia. So I'm, oh gosh, to decide the most that I'm looking forward to. Wow, that's tough. I have to say, I'm really excited to just get to experience the culture and to get to be there and to dive in and to meet everybody and just be in an entirely new world, essentially. I love getting to travel, and I love getting to explore new places. So I think, yeah, I think that's going to have to be like top tier. What I'm most looking forward to is to just dive in, and I want to be like a local when I'm there, and to just travel and explore and to get to experience everything that I can. I mean, it's truly the opportunity of a lifetime.
Actually, you know, 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗿𝗀𝗃 also sent a message. Love Danielle, so beautiful and sweet. And Miss Laura Clark, no? Great job, Danielle. You shine and can wait for the world to appreciate your hard work as Miss Earth USA. They're very supportive with me.
Thank you. That is so sweet.
Anyway, I have a question as well. No, last 2020, when during the pandemic, Miss Earth goes to the way they should in order to continue the pageant through virtual pageant. And the winner of that particular first virtual pageant of Miss Earth is from USA, Lindsay Coffey. And can I ask a question? How pressure are you to get back, no, that crown that you ever had, no, in the last 2020? And I know Miss Earth USA organization are planning to do their best to take it back to your country. How pressure are you for this particular aim or goal by your organization?
Well, you know, they say pressure makes a diamond. But I will say I feel very calmly about it. I'm such a firm believer that if it's meant for you, it won't be kept from you. And I know that with the work I'm putting in behind the scenes to bring my absolute best, this will either be meant to come back to the United States with me, or it won't be. And of course, I really want it to. That's my biggest goal, my biggest ambition here. But at the end of the day, I'm very calm about it, because I know that what's meant for me won't pass me.
But you know, as yourself, no, for sure, you're aiming to get it back, no, and do your best in order to return it. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So I'm keeping the pressure out of my mind and just focusing on being the best competitor that I can be so that I can walk off that stage really proud of myself. And if it works in my favor, then that's truly a blessing. I'm in, I think, a little bit of denial at just the opportunity at hand here and realizing, these dreams that I've had for so long have finally been coming true. And I'm at one of the last legs of a really big dream. So maybe the denial is keeping that pressure out of the mind. But ultimately, I think it was just having that confidence, that it's meant for me or it's not. And I'm going to bring my best and walk off super proud of myself no matter what.
As far as I can see the result, no, you're doing much, no. I think you done a
Yes.
lot of trainings, including I mean your daily exercise as well, no, for you to be very fit, no, for this particular pageant as well, no. How many hours you train or exercise during a day?
I work out twice a day. So I do one workout in a gym traditionally, and I work out for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I really enjoy it. And then I do an outdoor workout later for about 45 minutes, and I just go on a walk outside. So that part's not too terribly intense. I just like to keep my body moving. I like to get in 10,000 steps for a day. And I really enjoy just being able to spend some time outside. And I've committed myself to my walks. We go on these walks no matter what the weather is. So I've been out in thunderstorms. I've been out in over 100-degree temperatures. I go on a walk every day to get outside. But I appreciate you bringing up that you've noticed that. That means so much to me. I don't know how much you all have seen through social media. I've actually been in my self-love journey. I started a health and fitness journey. And in the last 2 years, I've lost 80 pounds. And I'm really looking forward now to being able to bring my healthiest, fittest self to the stage.
Wow, so your aim was
We're
very
so proud
good.
of
80
you.
pounds. No, this is too hard for me to lose that particular numbers. Anyway, Jimima, you have other question before we proceed to ask her about her message to the other Miss Earth Queens all over the world. Go ahead.
I would just like to know about your expectations on the upcoming Miss Earth competition. So what are your expectations and hopes as you represent your country?
Of course, I would love to make my country proud and come back with the Miss Earth crown. That's ultimately one of my biggest goals. But at the end of the day, I know this is truly such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I want to be able to just be present in the moment and take advantage of every memory that can be made and walk away knowing I had the time of my life and I gave it my all. And I have the confidence and the belief in myself that things can go exactly as I want them to be. So I know that I have to just keep that level-headedness through it all. But expectation-wise, I've heard about how it traditionally is in the Philippines and how you get to travel and there's all these different service projects and you put on the different shows throughout the different countries that you visit. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to. And again, just really being able to walk away with an experience that can never be beat. And then, of course, getting to meet all the girls. Oh my gosh, guys, like I'm going to have all these new friends across the earth. And it'll be so cool. I'd love to travel. So that's one thing I want to keep up with my life, even post pageant time. I know, unfortunately, the reigns cannot last forever. But being able to travel and say, like, in 5 years from now, I go visit Puerto Rico and I get to see her while I'm there and being able to create those lifelong lasting friendships. It's one thing that has been so transformational for me in pageantry is the relationships that I've built. And I'm just so grateful for all of them.
Yes, actually, it's true. No, you will not only gain friends, but sisters, no, or family as well. You'll treat them as family when you already met them after the pageant. That's right, Daniel?
I haven't met anyone just yet that I'm competing with at Miss Earth. I mean, we've chatted on social media, right? But we haven't been able to meet face to face yet. So hopefully soon, maybe some opportunities will pop up and we'll get to meet even beforehand. Man, that would be incredible.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, since you said no, that you get in touch with some Miss Earth Queens in social media, do you have a message to all Miss Earth Queens all over the world? Go ahead.
This is going to be truly the experience of a lifetime, and I'm so looking forward to all of us getting to be together and to finally meet and to hang out, and I mean collectively to come together to make a difference. I know at the end of the day, of course, we all want to win, but to step back and look and see the difference we're making by coming together collectively, I think is just so outstanding and so beautiful. And that's what the organization truly stands for, is the unity in the numbers and the beauty in that. So I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. I hope everyone, of course, has safe travels over there, and let's just have the time of our lives and make the most of every moment.
Wow. Anyway, Jemima, before we ask them the person who wants thanks to, do you have another message before we go to the final or closing remarks of our program? Go ahead, Jemima.
Not much naman na po, Sir Mike, but I would like to say as well that I'm very excited as well to meet all of our Miss Earth candidates, and I'm very excited to see them, meeting each other and fighting for advocacies together and fighting for the earth as well, showing the people how to truly love our environment. So I'm just very much excited as well for them, Sir Mike, and I hope for the best for each and every one. That's
You
it.
and me both.
Anyway,
Good luck,
Daniel,
Daniel.
I know, Daniel, that you have a lot of person who wants to thanks to, but we will give you opportunity. First, give a message to your people in order to support you, not only to support, but follow what you have started in order to fight our climate change as well. Maybe you can encourage them to fight with you, or make a journey with you, fighting our or protecting our environment as well. And also the people that you want to thanks to in this budget to make it possible for you to happen. Go ahead, Daniel.
Oh, man, the thank you list goes on and on and on. We have an incredible team behind the Miss Earth USA organization that have unwavering belief in me and have been able to take some of my crazy ideas and help me run with them to make truly a dream come true. And I'm so grateful for them. We have amazing sponsors who are going to help make this experience also what it is. And I mean, people have just been so supportive, our sponsors and even outside people that I've been meeting, looking to see whatever they can do to give a helping hand to make this dream come true, because they have so much belief in me, and it is so heartwarming. My family and my friends, they've really, they all need very special awards for getting through this year with me. They've been just so supportive, and they've understood that, I've been traveling and I've had to miss important dates together. Like, I was traveling and I missed Mother's Day with my mom, and she was so understanding of it and called to tell me just how proud she was of me to be there and be pursuing and chasing a dream that I've had for so long, and how excited she was to see me just finally going back after it. My friends have come with me to photo shoots, to appearances, just to spend time with me, because my year has been so jam-packed, trying to make the most out of every moment. And I'm so grateful for that. Or they'll come and they'll take care of my cats for me while I travel. I mean, I have 2 cats. One is not as camera friendly as this one here, but they come and they make sure my cats have what they need so that I can go and I can be the Miss Earth USA I need to be, and not have a fear or any concern looming over my head. But as far as just to everybody in general who's been supportive or looking to reach out a helping hand or asking what they can do to help me advance on to this next level, it goes so much further than you could ever imagine. And I'm indebted to you all. And there's no way I could ever just say thank you enough for the support, because just even hearing that is a confidence boost in itself to make you want to go even harder towards your goal, to know you have such an army behind you. And then to talk to people about climate change and making a difference. I think it's so, I'm going to be honest, I think it's so overwhelming to look at and to see the change that our Earth as a whole, as a collective, needs to make to see it become a more sustainable place to live and to see the effects stop and to know that it's going to be a sustainable place to live. I saw a quote the other day that said the Earth will continue to live on without us, but we cannot continue to live on without the Earth. And it was so profound to me. And I hope that those of you listening will take that and keep that in mind. Our Earth can live on without us, but we cannot live on without it. So we need to take care of it. There is no planet B. This is our one true home. And as overwhelming and as daunting of a task as it can be to look to see all the changes that need to be made, we just need to stop and start making one change at a time. It could be you're going to send in your mascara wands to Wands for Wildlife, or it could be that on a Monday, you're going to give a plant-based lifestyle a try because that can help make a difference for the environment. I love being plant-based, but I recognize it's not for everybody. And some people have dietary needs and they can't sustain it for a future, but they can try a meatless Monday and they can make a difference that way. And it can be something as simple as just putting a recycling bin in your home or looking to take public transportation or walk when you can. And in making those little changes and collectively doing it and continuing to make those little changes, that's where we can truly see such a massive impact that will happen quicker than we ever thought possible right before our eyes.
Thank you very much for that, Daniel. Anyway, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗽𝗶, do you have any message before we close the program?
I love her conviction, Sir Mike. I would just like to thank of course, my Miss Philippines Earth family, even my Miss Puerto Princesa family here in our city. Of course, I would like to thank you, Radyo Bandido Literato Philippines, for having us, and my Echo Sisters as well. I would like to send regards to my Echo Sisters, our Miss Philippines Earth Queens, and who else? My family and friends, hello. I would like to thank you all for your continuous support to me and my journey. Love you all. That's it, Sir Mike, and have a good night, everyone.
Daniel, I know you're coming to the Philippines. What particular date before I end the program? What particular month you're planning to visit our country?
It looks like November.
November, okay.
Right before I go to Vietnam.
Oh, when the time you will come, just tell me, so we can meet you personally,
Oh my God,
will be lovely, to see you in person. Anyway, just keep in touch, anytime, and if you have other question or guidance, if you're going here or tips, you can ask me anytime, or either 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗶 as well. Anyway, thank you very much, Daniel, and I hope you enjoy your interview. And thank you for the Miss USA organization and all the fans of Miss Earth in USA. Thank you very much, and have a nice morning there. And I hope it's getting lunch in your country right now. Thank you very much, and have a good day, everyone, and good night to you, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗶. Good night, Philippines.
Have a great day. Good night,
and thank you very much again, Daniel and 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗶. Bye,
thank you,
everyone.
Daniel.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
God bless.
Keep safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
The views and comments of the hosts and guests